How many times have you found yourself staring at the ceiling in the dark of night, the hours passing slowly and inexorably, while sleep seems like a distant mirage? How many mornings have you woken up more tired than when you went to bed, with your mind foggy and your body aching? And what if you could, finally, transform the quality and duration of your sleep, achieving a deep and regenerating rest that allows you to face each new day with energy and vitality? In this story, steeped in ancient Buddhist wisdom, we will explore together how mindful eating and some ancient practices can become your most precious allies in finding well-being through sleep that nourishes body and soul. And if you follow the thread of this story to the end, you will discover what is that simple, yet surprisingly effective food, which turns out to be the number one for sleep that will make you reborn every morning, ready to welcome the wonders of the new day. So, like this video and share it so that it can be useful to many more people, and stay until the end. Let's go. In the heart of a silent valley where the air smelled of pine and damp earth, nestled between the folds of ancient mountains and lapped by the whisper of a crystal-clear stream, stood the temple of Kofukuji. Its dark tiles, with their elegant curve reminiscent of the wings of a bird in flight, had withstood the passage of countless seasons, silent witnesses to generations of monks who had dedicated their lives to the search for inner peace and understanding the mysteries of existence. In this sacred place, surrounded by an aura of quiet and spirituality, lived Sensei Hiroki, an elderly monk whose existence was a living example of serenity and wisdom. His face, furrowed by wrinkles as deep as the twisted roots of an ancient tree, told stories of meditation and contemplation, while his eyes, a warm and penetrating brown, shone with an inner light that radiated calm and understanding. One warm spring afternoon, when the sun was gently setting toward the horizon, painting the sky with delicate shades of pink, orange, and purple, a group of people had gathered in the temple garden. They had come from different backgrounds, attracted by the fame of Sensei Hiroki and his profound knowledge of the paths that lead to the well-being of body and spirit. Their lives were often overshadowed by the lingering shadow of insomnia, by restless, fragmented nights that left the body exhausted and the mind shrouded in a thick fog. They were looking for answers, an effective remedy for that silent suffering that, night after night, took away their energy and joy in life. Sensei Hiroki sat motionless on a zafu cushion, his posture erect but at the same time incredibly relaxed, like a majestic tree that stands proudly but is lulled by the breeze. His calm and compassionate gaze roamed over the anxious and tired faces of those present. After a long moment of silence, a silence that seemed to contain the echo of all the sounds of nature around us, the distant song of a bird, the rustling of leaves in the wind, the babbling of the stream, the monk began to speak in a soft, deep voice, whose warm, reassuring timbre recalled the harmonious sound of a Tibetan bell ringing in the quiet of the evening. "My friends," Sensei Hiroki said, his words floating in the air like cherry blossom petals on a breeze, "you have come here seeking rest, that deep sleep which has the power to restore the wearied body and nourish the spirit thirsty for quiet. I deeply understand your suffering. Sleep is a precious gift, a moment of inner silence in which the cells of our body regenerate, the mind frees itself from the waste accumulated during the day, and the soul finds its natural harmony. Without quality sleep, our vital energy fades like a flame without nourishment, our mental clarity becomes dim like a fogged mirror, and our overall health suffers profoundly." A young man, his pale face framed by deep, dark circles, stepped forward timidly, as if hesitant to break the sacred silence. "Sensei," he asked in a faint voice, betraying his weariness, "many of us struggle to find peaceful, continuous sleep. We toss and turn in bed for hours, thoughts assail us like rushing waves, and we often wake up in the middle of the night, feeling lost in a limbo between sleep and wakefulness, unable to fall back asleep. What is the secret, if there is one, to achieving truly restorative rest that allows us to face life with renewed energy?" Sensei Hiroki gave him a sweet, understanding smile, a smile that seemed to hold the wisdom of 1,000 years. "There is no single secret, my dear. Sleep is like a delicate and precious flower. It needs But if I had to indicate a starting point, a fundamental element that nature offers us generously, and that can become a valid and powerful ally on our path towards a deep and regenerating sleep, I would talk to you about the banana. A murmur of surprise, mixed with a hint of skepticism, spread through the small crowd of people sitting on the damp grass. A banana, such a simple, common fruit, present on our tables almost daily, could it really be the key to unlocking the doors of lost sleep? Sensei Hiroki raised his hand in a slow, calm gesture, inviting silence and reflection. Do not judge a book by its cover, nor a fruit by its humble, familiar appearance. The banana, in its natural sweetness and its sunny color that recalls the morning light, contains a special power, a combination of nutrients that can make the difference. It contains magnesium and potassium, two essential minerals that act as a soothing balm for tense and tight muscles, calming the body and gently preparing it to surrender to the quiet of sleep. When these precious minerals reach our nervous system, it is like whispering words of comfort and reassurance. It is time to slow down, to let go of all worries, and to surrender to rest. The monk paused briefly, his gaze wandering over the attentive faces of his listeners, catching in each of them a deep desire for relief. But the real magic of the banana for sleep lies in the presence of vitamin C. This vitamin acts as a wise conductor inside our brains, orchestrating the complex biochemical symphony that leads to sleep. It helps convert an essential amino acid called tryptophan into serotonin. Serotonin is a fundamental neurotransmitter, a messenger of well-being and calm that positively influences our mood and predisposes us to relaxation. And it is precisely serotonin that represents a crucial step in the process that leads to the production of melatonin, the hormone that tells our internal clock that it is time to abandon ourselves in the arms of Morpheus. If you often feel your muscles tense during the evening, if anxiety assails you just when you should be relaxing and preparing for sleep, listen carefully to the message your body is sending you. Often, these signs are a clear indication of a craving for magnesium and potassium, which is exactly what bananas provide in abundance. Imagine enjoying a ripe banana with those little brown spots on the peel that indicate perfect ripeness and maximum concentration of nutrients about an hour before bed. It may seem like a simple and insignificant gesture, but over time, its subtle but constant influence on the quality of your night's sleep will prove profound and beneficial. An elderly woman, her face lined with deep worry lines and an expression of chronic pain, came forward with a questioning look. "Sensei," she asked in a trembling voice, "I often wake up in the middle of the night, feeling lost in the darkness and unable to fall back to sleep. Can bananas help me with that too?" "Certainly," the monk replied in a reassuring tone, "but the banana is only one of the many friends of good sleep that the generosity of nature offers us. There are other foods that, wisely integrated into your daily diet, can contribute significantly to a more serene, deep, and continuous rest. Take almonds, for example. These little treasures of the earth are incredibly rich in magnesium, a mineral that acts as a messenger of calm throughout your body. The magnesium in almonds communicates directly with your nervous system, gently inviting it to slow down the frenetic pace of the day, relax deeply, and gently prepare for a restful sleep. A small handful of almonds, 70 or 80, eaten about an hour before bed, can make a big difference in the quality of your sleep. And if you leave them to soak for a few hours before eating them, you will make the absorption of this precious mineral even easier and more complete. Sensei Hiroki continued his explanation in a calm and enlightening tone. Then there is the kiwi, a fruit with an apparently rough and hairy skin, but a green and juicy heart, which hides an incredible wealth of beneficial properties to improve your sleep. Kiwi is a natural source of serotonin, the essential neurotransmitter our brains need to feel calm, relaxed, and at peace. And as we've already mentioned, serotonin is a key precursor to melatonin, the hormone that regulates the rhythm of our internal clock and tells us when it's time to drift off to sleep. Furthermore, kiwi is rich in antioxidants, powerful allies that fight oxidative stress in our body, that sort of cellular rust that can contribute to keeping us awake and restless during the night. Enjoying a kiwi, perhaps in a sweet combination with half a banana, can represent a powerful and natural synergy to induce truly restorative sleep. Sensei Hiroki paused for a moment, his serene and penetrating gaze seeming to read the depths of the soul of each of those present. You see, my friends, nature offers us a rich and varied pharmacy of precious remedies to support our well-being, and sleep is no exception. But it's not just about the specific foods we eat. The way we live our days and the habits we cultivate also have a profound impact on the quality of our night's sleep. Our bodies follow an intrinsic rhythm, a natural cycle of approximately 24 hours called the circadian rhythm. This finely tuned internal clock regulates our sleep-wake cycles, body temperature, the production of essential hormones, and many other vital metabolic functions. To promote deep and truly restorative sleep, it is essential to regulate and respect our circadian rhythm. This means establishing regular times for going to sleep and waking up, trying to keep them as constant as possible even during weekends and days off. Exposing yourself to natural sunlight during the day, especially in the early morning, helps strengthen the signal that it is daytime and synchronize melatonin production for the evening. On the contrary, it is wise and beneficial to avoid exposure to the blue light emitted by cell phone, tablet, computer, and television screens in the hours before bedtime, as this artificial light can trick our brain into believing that it is still daytime and inhibit the natural production of melatonin. Sensei Hiroki took a deep breath as if to absorb the calm and rejuvenating energy of the surrounding garden. Even our daily diet has a significant and direct impact on the quality of our sleep. A diet too rich in simple sugars and refined carbohydrates can cause sudden changes in blood sugar levels, causing glycemic spikes followed by sharp drops. These fluctuations can disrupt your sleep throughout the night, leading to sudden awakenings and a feeling of not having had adequate rest. In this context, you may want to consider exploring the benefits of a low-carb diet. This dietary approach can help keep blood glucose levels stable throughout the night, preventing those annoying nighttime awakenings often caused by hunger or glycemic instability. Remember, the monk continued in a gentle, reassuring tone, sleep is not simply a period of inactivity, but a sacred time of profound healing and regeneration for the body and mind. During these precious quiet hours, our cells dedicate themselves to repairing damage. Toxins accumulated during the day are efficiently eliminated, memories are consolidated in our memory, and our vital energy is renewed, preparing us to face the challenges of the new day. It is a natural and powerful process that we must honor and support with conscious and wise choices. In addition to nourishing our bodies with the right foods and respecting the natural rhythm of our organism, added Sensei Hiroki, there are other ancient and wise practices that can gently guide us towards a peaceful and restful sleep. Cultivate mindfulness, the art of bringing your awareness to the present moment, observing your thoughts and sensations without judgment, freeing your mind from worries about the past and anxieties about the future. Before bed, dedicate a few precious moments to meditation, calming the incessant flow of thoughts and creating an inner space of peace and tranquility. Create an environment in your bedroom that naturally invites rest. Make sure it is dark, quiet, and with a cool and comfortable temperature. Avoid stimulating activities such as watching television or doing demanding work in the evening hours. A warm bath with scented salts, a relaxing herbal tea, such as chamomile, prepared with care and attention, or reading a quiet and pleasant book can become precious evening rituals to gently prepare the body and mind to abandon themselves in the arms of sleep. Sensei Hiroki looked again at the faces of his listeners, now illuminated by a new hope and greater awareness. Sleep is not simply an interruption of wakefulness, but an active and dynamic state of deep healing and regeneration. Take care of your sleep with the same dedication and attention with which you would cultivate a precious garden. Nourish it with wise and conscious choices, protect it from distractions and negative influences, and offer it the ideal conditions to flourish in all its fullness. In this way, your sleep will become a true oasis of peace, bringing balance, health, energy, and joy into every single day of your life. The sun had now taken its leave of the sky, leaving room for the faint and magical light of the stars that were beginning to dot the celestial vault. Silence once again reigned supreme in the temple garden, a silence full of gratitude and a renewed awareness of the importance of rest. People bowed respectfully to Sensei Hiroki, thanking him for his wise and enlightening words, taking with them not only his precious teachings, but also a firm promise to honor and cherish the gift of sleep. Sensei Hiroki smiled with a sweetness that radiated peace. And now, he said in a slightly more confidential tone, I will reveal to you that secret that I promised you at the beginning of our meeting. That simple food, often underestimated and relegated to the role of a humble side dish, but which contains within itself an extraordinary power to promote deep and truly restorative sleep. That food, my friends, is sauerkraut. During the natural fermentation process, this humble cabbage develops a series of precious compounds that your body uses to produce melatonin, the fundamental hormone for regulating the sleep-wake cycle. In addition, sauerkraut contains tryptophan, that essential amino acid that our body transforms into serotonin, that messenger of calm and well-being that paves the way for a peaceful and quiet sleep. Eating a small portion of sauerkraut, perhaps in a beneficial synergy with complex carbohydrates such as oats or brown rice, can be a simple but incredibly effective gesture to significantly improve the quality of your night's rest. Always remember, nature's true wisdom is often hidden in the simplest and most unexpected things.